All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I know it's been about 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Well, for my last home live stream, it's been 2 weeks. But I know I did a couple out there. Anyway, guys, again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it as always. Jeremy, thank you for the 5x5. I appreciate it. Uh, Silly string. Yeah, there might be some cursing tonight. It's not guaranteed. Um, saw a bunch of you. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it. So as it goes, guys, as we've been paying attention, if you will, there's a lot of shit that's going on. There's so many distractions right now. It's insane. So tonight on the Angry Truth channel, we're going to talk about the Trump distraction, and we're going to talk about all the distractions that's going on, evolving around um, evolving around Biden and what's going on with the U.S. dollar and what's going on between China and Russia. And so they're trying to take our eyes or our attention off of that. Now, people say mainstream media is not talking about it. They are, but not. They mention it in a blurb, right? They'll be like, "Well, today China and Russia met, and then that's it." They don't say why or how come. You got to dig deep and dive for articles to figure out what's going on. And we all know what's going on, but that's us, right? So a lot of us that pay attention to these channels, we know exactly what's going on. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a doozy the next couple of years. These things that are going on, guys, they're not going to unfold tomorrow, this year. They're going to unfold probably within the next 5 to 10 years. And that's only because I think Russia and China want to do what they want to do, but they cannot rush it or they're going to fuck it up. Now, I suspect that China is going to fuck up somewhere along the line with their arrogance, and they're gonna fuck another country, and then they're gonna be at each other's necks soon. So that whole brick pack thing, that's gonna break up eventually. Heart 76, no problem, not a problem. So yeah, we're definitely in for a fucking a long ride, but again, it's a long ride. I don't think it's gonna happen overnight. I know there's a lot of things that they're moving really fast with, but it still needs time to actually take hold, right? What was it, the ESG thing that they were talking about? I still got to do research on that because there's a lot of things involved with that whole ESG crap. From what if I'm even saying it right, right? Um, yeah, the environmental, social, and corporate governance. That there's a lot to that, man. I mean, a lot, and it goes like 1,000 different directions. It could affect your pension. There's a lot of shit that's going on with this, and I know that there was something done with the Biden administration a couple of weeks ago involving the ESG or allowing it to be or something like that. Again, I got to do more research on it because I don't understand. There's so much involved. I'm like, where the fuck is this going and why? So though that was one of the things that actually happened. Um, Yeah, Fed now. Kathleen Maddox, exactly. Fed now and ESG is no good. But again, guys, it's going to be a while, right? So the um the CBDC, that's going to take a while, guys. To fucking that's going to take a while to kick in. It's not going to kick in overnight. It's not going to be something we're going to see right away. They are going to activate it in July. Some people say that it's active now. Depends on who you talk to. For those that don't know what the CBDC is, the central banking digital currency system, right? So pretty much it's the United States making the dollar digital. Now, you see what's happening with the US dollar. You see that it's going down the fucking drain. You see countries are dumping it left and right and or not using it as their default money. They're going to use the yuan as their default money, but they're still going to use the US dollar because other countries trade in the US dollar. They can't dump the US dollar entirely. So that's a good thing. So I know a lot of the media and a lot of channels are saying, oh, the US dollar's done. It's done. It's going to lose its value. Yes, that's without a doubt, but it's not going to happen overnight. Um, Even China and Russia, they can't dump the US dollar entirely. There are still countries they deal with that deal in the dollars. So, though we are seeing this come up and it's probably going to move fast, it's not going to happen overnight. It'll probably be another year or two or maybe five before it goes into full effect. And then you got them convincing other countries, like what France said the other day, what Macron said the other day. That's not good. About dependency in the U.S. That the Europe needs less dependency on the United States. That sounds like a segue for them walking away from the United States. But that's just my uh, conspiracy theory, my thought, if you will. Um, I could be completely overshooting it and whatever. So, yeah, guys, Paul F. A lot of people always ask my personal thought on precious metals. I guess they have a place, but with the digital currency being a thing, it might not matter, right? I mean, yeah, I guess if you take your gold and silver and you move to another country, it's going to be worth a lot. But here in the United States, if they go to the digital dollar and they don't trade, they don't want to trade in gold and silver, at least not with the common folk. They might let the elites trade in gold and silver, and us, they'll, why the fuck did you get it? How come? Well, what are you guys doing with all this gold and silver? I mean, like, there's a million things that can happen, or they could just take that gold and silver and turn it into digital dollars, which a lot of us don't want to do. So, me personally, I wouldn't. I mean, I guess you can get precious metal. I just don't know where this is going. I mean, I wish I could tell you that, for sure we're going back to gold and silver, and then you're going to be fucking trading with that. But listen, society has gotten this far without gold and silver. I'm sorry, up until gold and silver was discovered, society's gotten pretty far. And the common folks, us poor people, we've gotten pretty far without gold and silver. So I don't think it's really needed. As long as you got a commodity to trade, you're fine. Um, like somebody put it, and it was a financial guy a couple of years ago. He stated that money, for example, is all bullshit, right? It's just a way to control people. It's always have been since the Egyptian days. Money or whatever currency they had back then was just a way to control people and keep them in line. Instead of just what humans used to do, their word, or they just traded. Oh man, I'll take this pen for that comb. I got to comb my hair. You got to write down the story of me combing my hair. We trade, right? And that was it. It was simple. Then somewhere along the line, currency became involved, and it became the biggest scam known to man. Right? Gold and silver, guys, it's precious metal because someone said it was pretty. That's it. There is no real reason for gold or silver to be as um, expensive or even a currency because somebody just found it in the ground and goes, "Oh my God, look at that thing! It's shiny," and that was it. It became a scam. Um, all money has become a scam. Doesn't matter what currency it is in the world, it's all a scam. If we go back to trading like we did before, we wouldn't have to deal with this shit, right? When people walked up to somebody and was like, "Yo, I'll trade you 8 goats for those shiny objects in your pocket," the guy goes, "Really, for this?" The guy goes, "Yeah, man, look at that's pretty. I'll take that back home to my wife." Boom. And there he goes. Once you get the wife involved, that's where currency fucking took a left turn, right? They're like diamonds, for example. Why are diamonds expensive? You can't do anything with diamonds. They just look nice. That's it. But leave it to the scam artists of the world to be go, "Hey guys, this shiny object in my hand, let me hold it in the light." Like they always do in movies when they show diamonds. Let me hold it in the light. Look how it gleams through there. Look how precise this cut. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. But yet again, I'm gonna bring this home to my wife. I'm gonna blame women on this one, guys. So sorry, ladies. I'm definitely gonna blame women on it because it always went back to I'm gonna show this shiny object to my and then or my mistress or my wife and my mistress, or my mistress and my wife on the side. However you want to look at it. Nonetheless, guys, the shiny objects became the bullshit, right? So somebody just asked me a question about bartering. And if somebody asks that question, Sean said bartering is bartering. Somebody asked a question. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. Sorry if I missed it. Anyway, yeah, guys, bartering was how it was always done for a long, long, long time. Even now, people still barter, right? The problem is the countries just bought into the scam. People like, well, I don't need fucking 8 tractors, but I'll take those dollars in your pocket. You know. So it's just it's just a scam, guys. It's all a scam. Things you can't eat and or use, it's a scam. I can't eat gold. I can't eat silver. Yes, there is the such thing as a gold wrapped burger and gold wrapped cowboy steak. Okay. Yes, it's wrapped in gold, a thin sheet of gold. It's like fucking $500 or whatever it is. The burger is like $100, $150 or whatever it is. It's wrapped in thin layer of gold, and you can actually eat it with the gold on. I don't want fucking gold in my food. I'm sorry. I don't need that kind of metal in my body. They said it's digestible. Who cares? It's stupid. Why are you wrapping a burger in gold and eating it, or a steak for that matter? Right? It's all bullshit. All bullshit. Again, guys, if you can't use it, it shouldn't be a commodity. It shouldn't be currency. What currency should be is the things we use every day. I'll trade you this laptop for this phone. I'll trade you this box of MREs for that box of ammo. Right? We can use that. I don't know if I can throw gold at somebody hard enough or put it in a slingshot, and I could probably poke their eyes out with it or take their eyes out, but that's it. That's all it's good for. It's useless other than that. And when the country collapses, or if and when the world collapses, somebody walks up to me and goes, "Hey, man, uh, I'll give you this gold for that medical kit." I'm like, "The fuck am I gonna do with that gold? I'm gonna chew on it, and hopefully society can go back in that direction, but it won't. It just won't. The power that be will always come up with some kind of currency to keep us in control. It's all about control, guys. That's all it is. Would you barter for a house? Uh, Beth Ketcha, would I barter for a house? I would barter for the supplies for a house, but not so much a house, because then I could build it the way I want, right? But yeah, I mean, you could barter for shelter, but the problem with bartering for shelter is that that's paying rent. So you have to have a commodity that the person needs each month to pay them that way. Gold leaf on a spam steak. Yeah, and I still wouldn't need it. Now listen, that gold cowboy steak shit, I saw it on Instagram. I'm like, why? Why? Why would you fucking wrap like I don't I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's like a super thin layer of gold, or like if they dip it in gold, some crazy shit. You guys got to look it up. It's some crazy shit where they dip it and it comes out gold crusted, and the steak is cooked to perfection or however you want it. And I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Like this is we listen. People are, I'm about to sound like a fucking liberal, but people are starving around the world, and we're making these gigantic steaks that you could feed probably three me's, five regular people, if that makes sense, right? And then you're dipping it in gold. For what purpose? It doesn't make it taste any better. It's just a fucking ruse, guys. That's all it is. It's so that you could take an Instagram picture with it, put it on your fucking Instagram account, and get clout. Oh man, you see that motherfucker? He ate a gold steak. That's my nigga. Like that's where we are. Gold steak, fucking idiots. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and grumpy. Maybe that's it too. Maybe it's time for me to sign up with AARP and fucking play bingo. I don't know, but I know that's I'm just a lot more grumpier with dumb shit like this. I don't get it. Southwest native, you should gold plate your skinny jeans and buy some Bud Lights. I might as well. I might as well at this fucking point. Just fucking grumpy about everything. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's doing this now? Turn down the fucking music. It's like, where the fuck's my Folgers coffee? It's all of it. All of it. But and speaking of fear mongering, that's the other thing. So I know that I mean, on here, I know that was a good point. Um, a lot of channels, and I say this again, the fear mongering thing, I do get it, but I disagree with it. I understand. You got to get your fucking viewers in, but telling people that, we're going to go to nuclear war early winter and now we're not glowing in the dark yet. Bare bones. Maybe I am tired of the bullshit. Listen, there's so much bullshit going. I'm gonna get to that bullshit statement in a minute. You're right, bare bones. But I get the fear mongering shit because you want to make money, and shit is gonna get tight. People are gonna start losing their jobs, and YouTube is going to be the way to keep a paycheck coming in. Um, and with that, um, I get it. But to sit there and say that it's game over, that's a fucking bit much. And you guys know who the fuck I'm talking about. And I put bouts because there's like a bunch of people who fucking sit there and tell you, game over, man. It's done. What the fuck are we gonna do now? And that's their title. You can't believe what they just did. I think we're dead. What? Like, just leave it at I can't believe what they just did. And then go, that's an interesting one. Let me click on it. But to sit there and go, guys, we might be dead by Tuesday, and I'll tell you why. And then you click on it, and it's like some bullshit. You're like, you fucking cocksucker. Sat here for 20 fucking minutes listening to you talk about bullshit. But anyway, yeah, bare bones. I am tired of the bullshit. I think a lot of us are tired of the bullshit. The DC bill. I want to talk about that probably later tonight. But if some of you have heard about the Washington, D.C. crime bill, where they reduced the sentencing for murder, rape, assaults, robberies, carjackings, you name it, they're lowering the sentencing or the time in prison for these things because it disproportionately affects black people. So yeah, you get tired of hearing shit like that. Then you got motherfuckers who say they are transgender, but they are clearly a guy. Their pronouns are I don't know and what the fuck. And they'll sit there and go, transgender people are and this came out of a guy's mouth. Don't shoot the fucking messenger. It came out of a guy's mouth. He said trans is God because God is transgender. And I was like, whew. I was looking at his screen like, I hope a fucking lightning's ready to strike him. I was like, that's a fucking tough one. That's right up there with burning the Bible, if you ask me. Anyway, so he made that statement, and I was like, what the fuck? This guy sat there and said, that you don't want your kids, assigning your kids a gender when they're born is bullshit, and we shouldn't do this. You're screwing the kids up. You should let them pick their genders at 6 or 7 years old. What the fuck? Where are these people when you want to kick them in the teeth? Like, seriously, where are these people? So anyway, we're watching. I'm listening to all of this shit, and I'm like, man, we need a fucking cleansing. Have we ever needed one? We got these sick fucking people talking about kids should not pick their gender until they're older. Herman, thank you for the donation. And I'm just, my neck hurts from fucking listening to all this bullshit. And though you have to, or at the least those of us who are reporting on this, if you will, you gotta you try to be objective, but it's fucking hard. It's hard to sit there with a straight face and go, all right, let me hear what you got to say. And the guy's like, well, us transgender people, we are the most battered people in the country. They're killing us all. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? 1% of the country, guys, 1%. They're less than 1%. I'm sorry. The gay community is at 7% now. 7% because of Gen Z and their bullshit. Don't want to get into that. But the trans community is still under 1%. All right. So I get some transgenders out there that want to be transgender and they actually look the part, meaning playing the part of a woman or playing the part of a guy. They look it. But then you have those with a goatee, makeup on, saying that they're transgender. No, you're not. You're a guy fucking wearing a dress. Or you're a drag. You choose. And I didn't know that the drag queens all of a sudden became part of the LGBT community. They got in there. They were like, I'm going to put a dress on I'm gonna walk down the street. My name is Barbara. I'm LGBT. Like, how the fuck did that happen? You know, and you get tired of it. You just you hear, you see these drag queen shows, you see what Bud Light did, and you're like, why the fuck would you alienate your fan base? Well, we got to get the younger generation in to drink our beer. Your beer is shit. I'd rather lick Rosie O'Donnell's fucking ass than drink fucking Bud Light. And yet, all right, that was a little too far, but you get my point. But yet, they decide to put this fucking Dylan dude on the beer can. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And here we are. Fucking it's fucking it's it's on. I mean, and it's on every fucking day. People just don't they don't let up. Pinball, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining me tonight. I know you are very busy, man, so I do appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. Um, yeah, somebody just mentioned something about Kid Rock. Now listen, if Kid Rock had that on stash, good for him. But if he bought that and then did that, not a smart move. Now there was a guy that had Bud Light in his freezer and he ran over it with his trucks. I'm like, well, but breaking shit that you bought doesn't really make sense to me. It was like the people who bought all of the OJ memorabilia. They auctioned for it. They fucking they auctioned for it. They went in the stores. They bought this shit. They did all of this shit, and then they burned it. I'm like, that's stupid. You still paid for it, you know? Juan Santos, no, he didn't. It doesn't matter, even if he did. He, you were hitting him on, you were hitting on him. Oh, that's why. Okay, got it. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, Juan Santos. Ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. Anyway, that being said, guys, the fucking country's falling apart. And interestingly enough, we are the only country, maybe Canada, maybe Canada's doing this shit too, but we're the only country that's losing our fucking minds with this bullshit. No other country is entertaining this shit we're entertaining, which they're just not. Nobody's sitting there going, well, we should start, for example, the AMA, American Medical Association, if I got that right, they said you guys got to look this up. They said themselves that we should not pick the gender of our kids until they're 6 or 7 years old. That's where I got it from when I said that earlier. They made that statement. And I was like, come the fuck on. Now, the AMA guys, they're we all know they're a bunch of kooks. They're shit. They're not they're not real doctors. And they're stating that sex should be removed from public birth certificates. This is the AMA. They said this, and they said that I guess the birth. Sorry, they said this about a year ago. So this is not new. This is fairly old, except for I didn't hear about this crazy stuff. But they said sex should be removed as a legal destination on public parts of birth certificates. The American Medical Association. Requiring it leads to discrimination and unnecessary burden on individuals whose current gender identity does not align with the designated one at birth. So they're saying that in case you change your gender later on, if you don't have any assigned gender, it makes it easier to change that. There's on a daily basis, I'm gonna smash my fucking computer into a million fucking pieces. But I can't because it was an expensive laptop. But it was a cheap fucking Gateway laptop, I'd probably be smashing it. Because those of you who remember Gateway, I'm dating myself. And I said Gateway. Like, Gateway, holy shit, you went too far back. I sure the fuck did. But yeah, man. We're fucked. We're fucked when the American Medical Association guys start saying shit like this. When they start saying that gender dysphoria isn't a psychological condition when it clearly is. There was a video of a guy, Never Obey. Thank you for the donations, man. There was a guy a few years ago that showed how he castrated himself. And he did this castration over a course of a week or a couple of months or a month. Can't remember how long it was. But it was fucking insane what he did. And yet, in the comment section, people were applauding him for cutting off his manhood. Cutting off his manhood, people were fucking uh, whatever. It was really, really disturbing, man. Dude, you're getting Chuck Norris said you're getting Adele. Yeah. Yeah, see, I said Gateway, and people are like, yeah, I remember Gateway. I'm like, yeah, or Dell computer. If you still have a Gateway, man, God bless you. If that thing is still around, you could probably take it to the Smithsonian and not even sell it, just donate it to them. They probably wouldn't buy it, but if you had one to give to them, this is what a computer used to look like in 1990s. Because now look what we got. Look at all the technology we got in fucking like inside of 20 years. Fucking such advancements, man. But anyway, that guy that did that to himself, yes, Brian, they were probably saying he was stunning and brave for cutting his nuts and his dick off. Both. I don't know why I fucking watched it. Curiosity got the better of me. But I don't know. This is where you take people like that and you throw them under the jails. Not even under the jails, in the psych ward, under the stairs. You know? Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Mr. Nobody. So that was the thing. He didn't suffer. Sadly enough, he didn't die. He didn't get an infection. He did it right. So supposedly he got drugs and antibiotics and all this shit from like a vet. He sewed himself up. I don't know how he did it. I mean, the angle that you have to sew. Like I said, I watched this fucking monstrosity, and why do I watch shit like that? Because I get to talk about it. Because there is no mincing of my words. There's no, well, I think he did this and I think he did that and I heard. No, I saw it. I saw it and I was like, this fucking guy needs to go. And when I mean go, I'm talking about go. Like where nobody will smell you kind of go. That shit is fucking bad. Now, I didn't follow up on it other than he didn't get an infection, and he was still alive. But I don't know if anybody else did this. Now, he did it because he couldn't get the surgery. Oh shit. He couldn't get it done. He did it because he couldn't get the surgery. That's probably why when you say it now, you can get the surgery without batting an eyelash. It's probably because of him. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, because now they give the surgery to anybody. Some of you heard me mention about Jazz Jennings. That's the transgender teenager that took the world by storm. That fucking psych patient finally turned around after getting his dick cut off. Finally turns around and goes, I I I I don't feel myself after I got that surgery. So there goes that, right? And that came out of his mouth or hers. Who knows? Whatever. But yeah, guys, we're fucked. Then we got to fucking. We're worried about going to war with China now. I'm going to talk about that later tonight on the Angry Truth channel. We're going to talk about preparing for war with China, and the United States had already mentioned it. China and Russia met up. There's some shit in the making. Um, so yeah. Uh, Prepper, a Prepper. I can't pronounce your name, man. A Shanet Prepper, whatever. He did live. He didn't die. He's still alive. He cut his dick and balls off. He cut the franks and beans off, and he was still alive. He didn't die. Listen. I was hoping for an update, and they were gonna say he died from a massive infection, but no, man. He did pretty good. Oh, unless you're talking about something else. Unless you're talking about somebody else dying. And no, okay, no. Prep Rebel said, yes, unfortunately. Yeah, he lived. He survived. He didn't, no infections, no anything. Mr. Nobody, listen, it's beyond disgusting. It really is. It's beyond disgusting. And when you watched the video and the way he was talking about it, like when he was talking about doing it, I was like, no way. He's going to fucking back out. Nope. He didn't fucking back out. He showed a video and he showed the surgery. He showed doing the surgery on himself. It wasn't like he cut the camera off, said, hey guys, I'm dickless. Hey guys, I'm ballless. No. He showed, the video shows him doing the surgery. So, yeah. And it was a tutorial. It was a tutorial. That's what it was. He was like, this is to teach other people how to do this in case you don't want to go to a doctor or you can't afford a doctor or the doctor tells you no. Yeah. Okay. That's all I can say about that. And enough about that bullshit. Autumn Backyard Gardens, thank you for joining us tonight if you are in the room. Oh, she is in the room. Guys, AGB Prepping, please join her channel, follow her channel. She has, yes, sign up to her channel because I don't think, she didn't get her other channel back. I don't think so. When you do it that way, you lose the ability to pee. Mr. Nobody, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the outcome of pissing is. That's like the last thing I'm worried about. Well, for those of you that are watching, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat. Whatever makes you happy. That's the other thing, guys. This whole inclusivity shit, it's bullshit, man. They keep throwing this fucking word out there. It's we got to be inclusive to everyone. No, the fuck, we don't have to be inclusive to everyone. We really don't. My channel is not inclusive to everyone. My channel for those people who look in a prep and want to hear my bullshit. That's what this channel's for. I'm not gonna make this channel fucking LGBT friendly, black friendly, white friendly, Asian friendly. That's not what this channel's for. This channel's to fucking hate on everybody, prep, and talk and talk. That's all it is. That's all the channel's about. It's not an inclusive channel. I'm not gonna start talking about fucking, how to make a vegan fucking burger. Fuck that shit. It's no such thing anyway. But yeah, man, it's bullshit. Matthew, I do eat lobster. I'm trying to stop eating lobster, but I have eaten lobster in the past. I haven't had lobster or shrimp in a few months. But Paul F said, don't come back to the FDNY. I don't think I could. You know what's weird? It's that, all of this bullshit about like trying to get back in and all this other crazy shit. Like, I don't think I can do it, man. I don't think I can go back to work. At least not that job. Chris Corley, man, thank you for the donations. CB, am I going back down? No, I'm not. If they need hands, I will. But I'm just like the first response guy. When the shit is on, I want to go down there and help as much as possible. When it comes to rebuilding, I have no fucking business being there. Well, then actually, that's sort of short-sighted. I could probably go back and learn. I could probably do that. But no, I gotta be easy now. I was gone for 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks. I gotta be easy for a couple weeks, and then if they need my help, I'll come down. Yeah. No work, you're becoming a hipster. Maybe so. This is work. Believe it or not, this YouTube shit is work. You got to do research when you do your videos, right? Some of my shoot from the hip videos, I don't do a lot of research for. But when I have to talk about something like the, central banking digital currency, I got to do research on that. The Fed now, I had to do. So when you're doing research, it's work. It's yeah, because it takes time. Now, that being said, it's only work for about 3 days, right? I figure tonight, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, Thursday night. Those are my work. Everything else, I'm writing up the show and or working out or looking how to make more revenue doing other things. So I had to, for example, I was sitting home and I was thinking about all these ways to make money, and I got 4 fucking YouTube channels. I should focus on that, So instead of like trying to do this and trying to do that, I was trying to do too many things. Like I'm learning about stock option trading. Hey Herman, thank you for the donation. But I'm closing everything down, making it small, and keeping it simple. Simple. Oh shit! Somebody just. Yeah, Hudson Valley Prepping said going to the bug out bag weekend. That's work. You know, it's all work, man. It's just I don't sit around doing nothing. You know, I don't sit around fucking laying in the fucking couch in my underwears, eating bonbons, trying to figure out what episode of Friends I'm on. I don't do that. I have my TV time, I have my video game time, and then everything else is fucking education, reading books. I'm reading books now like a fucking nerd. You know what I'm reading? I'm reading To Mice of Mice and Men. I'm reading that now. AP day trading, yeah, something like that. Stock options. It's not so much trading, but yeah. And then I do. I'm trying to do real estate photography on the side through a company that pays me like X amount of bucks to go on the Airbnbs and take pictures of it. So I keep myself busy. Um, but but if I can get the YouTube channels to where they were, I wouldn't have to do anything else other than this. But the YouTube channel took such a hit. I gotta make money on the side till I get these channels back up and running. The fitness channel, I'll be releasing a video this week. I'm gonna do a video once or twice a week at best. That's it. And then these channels, it's gonna be anywhere between 4 to 6 videos a week on the Angry Prepper, Angry Truth, and then the calm video where you get to relax and soothe your mind at night. It's gonna be like maybe 2, 3 videos a month. So. Brian, I would like to be the next million subscriber prepping channel, but I don't think I'm going to make it that far. I think YouTube's going to kick me in the dick way before I get to that point. Hell, before I even get to half a mil. Listen, I think to get that far, you have to be a sellout or you have to be really interesting content. Those are the two. Um, you know, we've seen some people sell out. Some people sell their souls just to get to a million. you know. And then you have other people who are just genuine and people like that content and they reach a million. So those are the two. I'm a fucking pain in the ass and asshole, so I could definitely not see myself getting to a million. That'd be great, but no. become because Nordstrom dumbass said become the trans prepper and YouTube will love you. They probably will. Thank you for bringing that up because on YouTube for Kids, they have drag queen shows on YouTube Kids. Talk about how you don't like drag queen book reading time bullshit shows. They want to demonetize your channel. But they can, or have a video game channel dedicated to kids, and they ask you all these questions as to why you want to entertain kids with video games. But they let drag queens on it with no problem. And for those of you that have kids and your kids have YouTube Kids, do yourself a favor. Go into that app right now. I will guarantee you that will be the first thing that pops up on your kids' thread. On the recommendations, that'll be the first thing that pops up. Mid GA preparedness, absolutely. Listen, I don't know how some guys think that I want to be a lady. I'm like, dude, you make a fucking horrible lady. You look like a Rosie O'Donnell Frankenstein. Ugh, right? So, but somehow, some guys think they can pull it off. It's not about how I look; it's how I feel. I'm like, you should feel ugly. You should feel so fucking ugly that you never want to do that again. I don't understand some of these people. That's how you know they're psychologically damaged. How does an ugly dude dressed like a chick look in the mirror and go, I'm hot? How? How in the fuck? It's mind-boggling to me. You see some of these dudes and you're like, what the you want to throw up. You want to run away screaming. You think you're in a horror show or a bad horror movie. You're like, why is this thing following me? Meanwhile, it's just going to the same movie theater you're going to, but you're screaming at the top of your lung because you think this monster that's chasing you is after you. It's not. It's just trying to see a movie. His name is Broomhilda, and he's just trying to see a movie. But because it's so ugly looking, you're screaming and carrying on, and you're fucking tripping over yourself, And you just look at it and you go, "What the fuck are you?" And he's like, "You fucking dumbass, get away from me! I just want to go watch Superman." And you're like, "You're fucking ugly, dude. You should put a bag over your head before you ever come outside dressed like that." But that was just me being mean. But I don't fucking understand, man. I don't understand how some of these ugly motherfuckers come outside thinking that they're the hottest things in sliced bread. I don't get it. You know, it's just fucking. It's insane. Was she a big fat girl? I don't know. Well, so I remember. I'll tell you this quick story. Um, I was in a movie theater, and my wife went into the bathroom. So I see this thing standing in front of the bathroom as if it was trying to make a decision as to what bathroom it's going to go in. And I'm like, well, it's dressed like a chick, so it would have been odd for it to go in a men's bathroom. But you could tell it was clearly a guy. It was like the ugliest guy on the planet. It was so fucking ugly. I had nightmares about it for fucking weeks. Anyway, so it's standing there, and I'm looking at it, and I don't say anything. I just put my head down and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, yo, this is fucking ugly. And everybody else is looking at it and pointing. What is that? Right? And everybody's walking by and pointing. So I don't know what happened, but I put my head down. I ignore it. My wife comes out of the bathroom and I hear this dude go, what are you looking at, bitch? And I go, and I'm like, so I look, I look up and I'm like, what the fuck? I said, who the fuck you talking to like that? Now he was looking at my wife, but I don't know if he was talking to my wife. My wife looks at me and looks at him and goes, was he talking to you? She goes, I don't fucking know. And then the man beast thing looks at me and I go, listen, you fucking nightmare, get out of here. And he's like, well, fuck you. I'm like, yo, you're fucking horrendous, dude, and you stink. I don't know if it stink. I just said that because that usually throws people for a tizzy. And he was like, and he just walked into the bathroom. I think he went into the men's bathroom after I fucking called him out. But I don't know if he was talking to my wife or not. But I said, listen, it was, and it's funny because my wife walked out, and I saw the look on her face when she walked out before he said something. And I remember looking at her at the corner of my eye, like I looked up over under the brim of my hat, and she goes, "Ugh." And maybe that's why he said what he said to her. All right, now that makes sense because she made this face, she made this clear face, like, what the fuck is that? You guys had to see it. It was fucking nothing short of a nightmare. It was bad, man. It was like, you know what? As if it was as if Rosie O'Donnell banged a predator and they had a child. That's what it looked like. Horrendous. Horrendous. It's fucking ugh. And the way it walked when it moved, it was like this. Like trying to be a chick. Like it was trying to walk like a chick, but it clearly had a guy's gait. And it was just like, I was like, what the fuck is it doing? Stay still. Stop moving. Matter of fact, I was so mad, man. I was so fucking mad. I was like, what the fuck is it doing? Why is it even moving like that? It was like one of those, you know how like when you watch something move, you're like, how the fuck is it moving like that? Why is it? That doesn't make sense. It didn't correlate. It didn't. My eyes and my brains weren't registering what was going on. It was one of those things. It was like, what the fuck is this shit? This is fucking bad, man. Anyway, so when you see things like that, you're like, dude, you're clearly a guy. You can't get away with this. You can't fake it. Just let it go. Go back to wearing your jeans and your fucking plaid shirt, grow a beard, and call it a fucking day. Because you are not a chick. You're just too fucking ugly. You're so fucking ugly, you're scaring the fucking kids. All right? I'm pretty sure I heard kids screaming in the theater when he walked, possibly when he walked into the movie theater. I could have sworn I heard people screaming at the top of their lungs and heard somebody yell, what is that? So maybe he did. I don't know. But whatever. It was pretty fucking bad, man. It was one of those fucking. Anyway, so we got 15 minutes to actually talk about what I was supposed to talk about tonight. But Joe FW, yeah, probably so. I guess, right? Listen, yeah, yep. Ugly dudes make ugly chicks. You are right. Especially when they have a square block head like Frankenstein. You know, and then they do that shit with their hair. They try to flip their hair back, but it looks mechanical, like a robot's doing it. Like, trying to flick their hair back. I'm like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? It's fucking, yeah. Whatever. I just, like, it was one of those things, like, at the time, I wish I would have had I wish I would have recorded it. I have my phone. I wish I would have recorded it because people would have never believed me. No one's ever going to believe the story. They're like, was Bigfoot in the theaters trying to watch a movie? That's what it was like. It was like experiencing Bigfoot in New York City in a movie theater. You're like, what the fuck is this and why is it here? Standing in front of the woman's bathroom trying to decide what's going to go in the men's or the women's bathroom, sitting there like, I don't know which one to go into. I don't know, Bigfoot. Go into the fucking handicap bathroom by yourself. Then you please everybody. Anyway, sorry about that. So, with that, guys, tonight's question, a whole 45 minutes later, will you survive the Great Reset? Now, why am I bringing this up? Because the other day, me and my brother were talking, and we were talking about, just the way everything is going, you know? And I remember somebody bringing up, we should reset everything to zero. Everything should go back to fucking square one. And I'm like, it wouldn't work. Like I said in my video, it will not work, guys. Resetting anything back to zero is not going to work. It's not going to work out in our favor. Um, it's going to create chaos either way. Now, the Great Reset wouldn't create chaos. What they're doing is they're dumbing the system down so that they're weakening men, they're weakening people's mindsets so that they're easily controllable. That's the Great Reset's way of resetting everything. They're going to convince people to take the next arm ticket for whatever virus it is because they're going to tell you, hey, this is really deadly. You might want to take this arm ticket. Matter of fact, you're probably going to need 12, so that's one a month. And then people are going to like, one a month, and they're going to be stupid enough to believe it, take it, and wind up dying. That's one way of depopulating the planet. The other way of depopulating the planet is, like I said before, starvation. Starvation is absolutely something we're starting to see at such a slow pace, but nonetheless, we're starting to see it. You keep poisoning the land, you can't grow food. You keep saturating soil with rainstorms, water, and with water from the sky that has chemicals in it, you're making the land unfarmable. Then I have this feeling, like somebody said in my comment section, they're probably going to release a couple of more viruses to attack the food, protein, cows, chicken, pigs, fish, you name it, whatever you're going to eat, and it's going to affect them. And then you're going to see starvation. So, yeah, the Great Reset's way is a little more controlled. The reset of everything, the back to zero reset, is pure anarchy, guys. Pure chaos. It's not going to work. It's going to make matters 10 times worse than it is now. Now, a lot of people say, well, you know what, man? Everything is bad now. We just need a final reset. No, we don't. I'd rather be living in this chaotic time than a complete back to zero reset. A back to zero reset, guys, you're talking about rioting, looting, rape, murder, rape, looting, rioting, burning. Then you're talking about factions all over the fucking country wanting to stake their claim in this country and try to start the United States over again through way of their militia or whatever it might be, whatever military might come together. Then you got to fucking deal with the fact that, well, maybe China will invade as well while we're going through this, unless they're going through the same thing as well. Then you got factions over there fighting, got factions in Russia fighting. You're talking about a complete Mad Max reset. Mad Max reset is bad. The World Economic Forum reset is more controlled, still bad, but we don't need neither options. Neither Mad Max reset or World Economic Forum reset is neither of the two options. What we need to do is rebuild. Rebuilding is a lot better, guys. It's like rebuilding a home or a car. You got a car with a good foundation. You got a house with a good foundation. You rebuild. You know? But you don't sit there and fucking tear it all down and then try to rebuild with so many different fucking groups fighting for the power structure. Because believe me and you, people will be fighting for the power structure. And everybody seems to think, well, you know what, man? I'd rather fight for that. You do not understand the amount of shit you're going to be in if we do a Mad Max reset. You don't understand it. And I understand it just because I watch what chaos looks like in other countries. And that's in other countries. A small, controlled area. Imagine that being worldwide. Imagine that being here in this country. Or in the UK. Or Australia. Chaos, guys, is not something you want to reset the country by, because you'll never get the country back. You definitely won't. You'll get a new America, and it won't be America. It'll be fucking, land of the free or some bullshit like that. Um, it's never good, guys. Never good. Well, Thomas Anderson, that's part of rebuilding. Rebuilding is taking the politicians, and kicking them to the curb. That's what rebuilding looks like. It's not a complete teardown. Ask anyone that went through the USSR collapse. Pinball stated. Yeah, right. And like I said, guys, you want to get this administration out of office and start anew. You don't want to fucking rip down the entire fucking country just because we got a bad president. It don't work that way, and it's a bad fucking way to do it. It's almost childish. It's like Legoland, and it's like going to Legoland, and instead of like rebuilding from some of the Legos you see there, you take a fucking maul or a sledgehammer to the Legos and you just start smashing them into a billion pieces. It don't work that way, man. You know. And Black Flag says, I just want zombies. I know a lot of us want zombies. Again, even a zombie apocalypse, if the government collapses and there's no government to take hold, you're going to have different factions fighting. It's just what it is. And then you're not going to get the American revolutionaries that started this country. You're not going to get the George Washingtons and the fucking Abraham Lincolns. You're not going to get any of those guys. You're not going to get any of the guys from the Alamo, that were fighting to hold on to the Texas. You're not getting any of that. You're going to get more sinister motherfuckers out there. Righteous people will not exist unless they follow the book, the Bible, or they believe in God or some religion. Doesn't have to be Catholic, doesn't have to be Islam, but just something. I think that a lot of our problems, guys, is because we took God out of schools and fucking we demonized the church. Though the churches are doing a good job demonizing themselves. But something's got to give. Something has got to give. I mean, we watch other countries that still have God in their fucking churches or God in their schools, and they're still doing way better than we are. There's something to be said about that. I could be completely wrong. Oh hell, guys, whatever it is you believe in, if you believe in the Quran or you believe in the Torah, whatever it is, nonetheless, there is actually studies where the Quran, Torah, or Bible has helped people through hard times, depression, and a lot of other shit. If you notice, guys, that the schools want nothing to do with prayer or even the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. They want nothing to do with either of those that made this country great. And here we are now paying for it big time because we have teachers talking or stating the LGBT Pledge of Allegiance. What the fuck? Something is wrong. Something is wrong, guys. And again, I know, I'm not trying to jump on the religious train or go down a religious road, but I see the fucking connections. I see it. Most of us see it. And if you're not paying a fucking attention, if you think that there's no connection, you're fucking wrong. You're dead wrong because it's. I've seen so many people change, especially Muslims, or rather guys who were reading the Quran, who got locked up, who became different dudes. I watched people who read the Torah become different people because they believed in God. You had guys that believed in Allah. You had guys that became Buddhist. They believed in something and they became a better person. Whatever it was, guidance, actual God, whatever it was, there was something there that guided them the right path. And if we go to a total Mad Max collapse, if that doesn't exist, guys, we are fucked. We are a savage fucking country, a savage place, doing nothing but savagery to one another. And if anybody would disagrees with me, prove me fucking wrong. Prove me wrong, because I don't see another fucking way. I don't see another option. No, little socialism. I know Buddhism doesn't have a God, but it's a spiritualness that still drives people a straight line. right? Well, anyway, that's it for my fucking rant. But Alexandra the Woke says stop worshiping mythical gods, and that's the problem. It's people like that. They want to stop. They say stop worshiping mythical gods, but it's okay for people to worship the devil. They're making it okay in state after state for you to worship that. You can't fucking tell me that there's no spiritual battle. You can't. Motherfuckers are sitting there with the goat and the horns, and they're like, "That's the new yes." And then you talk about God and like, "Fuck you, he doesn't exist. He's an asshole." Right? Doesn't exist. God's an asshole. Fuck Jesus. That's what they say. But this idol that they worship, it's okay. There's a fucking problem. I'm sorry. And Brian, we should stop worshiping man, as in fucking politicians. That's the other thing we do here. It's probably why we're not going to get ahead. We keep putting politicians on a pedestal. I know a lot of you want to vote for Trump, but Trump is not going to save this fucking country. It is not the president's position to save this country. It is the people of this country that's going to save this country. And I do not fucking understand why people don't get that through their thick fucking skulls. It is not up to the politician, it is up to the people. And it's not up to the people to vote for them, it's for the people to take fucking action. That's where we save this country. That's how we save it from the savages. That's how we save it from these fucking these idiots out there. We have to fucking save this country. Not Trump, not Biden, not whoever the fuck else is running. We do. And until we can get that through our thick fucking skulls and get together and band together, we can do some fucking damage. But we're not going to, because we want to be comfortable in our homes, in our AC, with our heat or our heat or air conditioner on. And yes, Moose. The future's in our hand, guys. It's in our hands. It's not fucking in Trump's hands. It's in the people of this country, the real people who run this country. We run this country. Truck drivers run this country. Cops, firemen, teachers, doctors, lawyers, people that make a difference. Not motherfuckers sitting in Capitol Hill fucking taking donation upon donations from fucking big pharma, food companies that put toxic chemicals in our fucking food, making our kids' dicks smaller, chicks fucking develop breast cancers beyond an alarming fucking rate. That doesn't matter, right? We have fucking politicians on the take all the time. What technologies? If this technology is going to spy on a U.S. citizen, I'm in. Not only do we double down on spying on a citizen, but I get to pocket $3 million in that fucking process. We got presidents hiding their secrets that are out in the open and saying, "No, I never took a shower with my daughter. I didn't do that. Oh, my son, he didn't actually bang his cousin. It wasn't really his cousin anyway." Right? We got politicians doing that shit. We got Dalai Lamas fucking licking kids' faces now. Or the other way around. We are the saviors of this fucking country, guys. Or the planet, if you will. Not the politicians. Fuck these dudes. And that's the thing. People run for president, Senate. No, it's not about that. It's not about that. Yeah, those people, guys, we're supposed to be whipping them into submission. The president, senators, congressmen, elites, not elites, but the political, we're supposed to be whipping them into fucking submission. They work for us, not the other fucking way around. And yet we allow them to do this shit to us. We allow them to control us. We allow them to fucking tell us when we can go outside and when we had to stay home during Mr. 19. We allow them to force us into a corner that we had to take the arm ticket or we lost our jobs. We had this we let this happen. Instead of taking it to their fucking homes, we sat there and went, okay. And we got punched in the face like a bunch of bitches. Or kicked in the dick or the vaginas. However you want to fucking look at it. But we should be running this country. Fucking Ronald Reagan said this. The people run this country, guys. LC, I figured that there's something wrong with the Dalai Lama, but and if he has Alzheimer's, that would be weird considering the way he eats and his lifestyle. Considering that Alzheimer's, they're now saying has a big um, your outcome is your lifestyle, your health, and all this other shit. I mean, he could have it, yes, but I would just say it would be strange if they're gonna blame that on Alzheimer's. And if that's the case, he needs to step the fuck down. Simple as that. If the Dalai Lama has Alzheimer's, he has to step down. How many fucking more kids are gonna suck his tongue, lick his face? Next, he's gonna fucking whip his dick out and start smacking kids in the face with it. You know, I mean, once they saw that, the people around them saw that, they're like, excuse me, Mr. Dolly, you're gonna have to fucking sit down. We can't have this. We can't have you licking kids' faces. This is, it's a little much. Let's pick a new Dalai Lama. Let's float him in the air with some fucking leaves and shit on a camel's back, and it'll be fine. People will believe in that, you know. But fucking, if that's the case, he's got to step down. You know. Preparedness, no, but Biden hasn't had anybody lick his tongue yet. I don't fucking think so. The sniffing thing is bad, but it's not sucking another kid's tongue bad or a kid sucking your tongue bad. And even with Alzheimer's, that's like a weird fucking thing to do. You're like, you can't remember anything, but that's the one thing that was your go-to. You're like, I don't know where I am, but I know I want a kid to suck my tongue. Like, seriously? It was just strange. But if he does have Alzheimer's, he gets a pass. But if he doesn't, and listen, he's a very conscious guy. He's conscious of his surrounding and people and shit like that. So when that happened, that was one of the things that went through my head. But I'm like, I don't know. I do not know. Anyway, guys. Oh shit! I got another show to do. Oh man. Anyway, guys, I'm headed over to the Angry Truth channel. Half of you guys will follow me over there. The other half, I will see you Thursday night. And then I'm also doing my Wednesday midweek report tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And yeah, man. All that being said, guys, this country's on us. It's not on anybody else. It's not on an election. It's on the people. We got to fucking make the difference. We have to put fear back into the politicians' hearts. We got to scare the shit out of them. I'm talking about badly. Not fucking showing up at their office, showing up at their homes and having them realize they work for us. Anyway, that being said, good night, guys. I'll see some of you guys at the Angry Truth and the rest of you guys Thursday night.